I'm Matt Hatton from technology industry analyst firm Transformer Insights. We're here at the Things conference in Amsterdam, talking IoT and all things LoRaWAN. I have with me Alexis Houssou from Hardware Club.
Hello.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about your organization, what you do?
Yes, absolutely. Hardware Club is a community-based venture firm, so we're an investor in startups.
Mm-hmm.
And what we did initially is we built a community of companies, that's what it's called Hardware Club, that are building products. And we did that 5 years ago with 20 companies in Europe. Now that community grew to over 500 companies in 40 countries.
Mm-hmm.
And we're helping them with resources on manufacturing, distribution. We're organizing events where, like this event, actually companies can come, meet investors, meet potential other clients, and on top of that, we've built a fund. That's why, that's the investment
So
part of the
invest
company.
in these kind of organizations?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And the fund is $50 million. We've already invested in 32 companies.
okay.
In Europe and US, and we're really excited about the space. And
So does it work in the same sort of way as incubator, accelerator type organizations do, or do you work in a slightly different way?
We're careful not to talk about incubation or acceleration in the way that we're not. Sometimes this refers to programs that actually take like 20 startups at the same time.
Yep.
And have a fixed deal where they say, okay, we'll invest $100,000 and we'll take 10% of your company.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We really operate on we meet the company, we like what they do. They may be raising $10 million, they may be raising $1 million, and we're going to be investing on the terms that are decided by the market. Sometimes us if we lead the round, or other investors. On the community side, it's a non-profit. So we're not charging companies, we're not charging money or equity for the support we're giving, because we feel that the community gets the more value when there's more people in them.
Yeah,
and we really look for members that can add value in the community. Like, the organizers of this conference were actually members in the community early on, and now to see that they've built this ecosystem that benefits not only them but all those companies around and a lot of our members as well is amazing, and proves that there's a value in creating this sort of community-driven organizations.
And the value for you is just knowing what's going on, knowing who all the interesting organizations are and what they're up to.
Absolutely, getting to work with people without having necessarily to fund them, because we would need like a huge fund to invest in 500 startups.
Yeah.
But being able to support all of them, get to know them, work with them, means that at some point maybe we'll invest, or actually maybe we won't, but we'll find another way to help them.
Okay.
And we get a lot of data. We're in the business of understanding information, right? So if we can understand how companies do in a certain market, then we'll probably feel, okay, this is a market that we want to invest at some point.
Sure.
Or maybe we'll feel, well, that's really hard. That team that we didn't back, that was a member, had a hard time scaling on that market, so probably we're going to stay away.
So it's deep market research, really, if you want to think about it that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good. But it's not purely IoT, I assume, all sorts of technology sectors.
Yeah, so right now we talk about hard tech and full stack companies.
Okay.
The core of what we're looking at, what we're interested in, is companies that are building hardware and run proprietary software on it. Yeah. And use the hardware platform to get the data, on top of which they're going to apply machine learning algorithms. So they're going to try and build a product that's going to be context aware, that's going to generate data, and that's going to create a superior solution to solve a certain problem for an industrial client, for a customer, for
So it is mostly
industry.
Focused on IoT, really, with some AI thrown in there and so on.
Yeah. There's definitely a focus on, I'd say, hard tech. So companies building actual products. Yes.
Yeah. Proper hardware companies. Yeah. Okay, that makes some sense. What's particularly interesting about LoRa for you? Because we're all talking about LoRa at this show. That's what it's all about. Are there some particular characteristics of that look appealing for you as an investor? Yeah,
I mean, a lot of our companies are using LoRa as a technology. I think there's very interesting characteristics, which is first the community aspect of it, and the fact that it's an open source kind of format, which means that a lot of people can contribute, so that creates an ecosystem of developers that's not easy to rely on if you're going for proprietary solutions built by companies. Then there's the value of having a solution that's rather small, energy efficient, that you can put in a lot of products, and that can help build communication platforms that are easy to work with, flexible. So I think there's a lot of value in LoRa, and I think we've got a lot of companies in our community that are using.
And presumably you can pick up and port the technology across multiple ones of the companies that you work with, so it has that advantage to it as well, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of there's a lot of variety in the companies that are using it. And also the more people using it and the more the people contributing, the more value the whole ecosystem has, which, this event and the number of people that are here working on those platforms is a good testament for.
Okay, so here's the question. What's the hot topic, the hot technology area, the area that you're focusing a lot of your attention on at the moment as one that you think might be worth investing in?
So I'm always careful with trends and prediction, right?
Sure.
I'm more in the business of finding smarter people than I.
So invest in the people rather than necessarily the technology or the organization. Okay.
Yes. If I'm very, very honest, but I think of the few things that I'm excited about, I think digital health is something that I'm really excited about, because I think the way there hasn't been much change about how we medicate ourselves, how we treat chronic pains and other things, and I think IoT-based solutions have a lot of potential in gathering data about how our body works and finding a way so that, whenever you take a pill, for example, you can directly feel the impact of what's happening in your body. And is that a good thing? And, maybe your metabolism is much different than mine, and maybe you should take pills differently than I do, And I think, so there's going to be this potential that's going to be, that we're going to see, and I think there's a lot of companies that are exciting in this space. So we've invested a lot in that. Micromobility, obviously, is something we're really interested in. I think there's a lot of companies building new solutions for people to travel around cities, for example, because when you think about, for the past 100 years, we haven't made any progress in the time we need to go from point A to point B in a city. Since the time we were using horses and carriages, just because of cars, and so I think there's a whole paradigm shift now, and people are starting to use e-bikes. They're starting to use sharing platforms, scooters, and all that. And I think there's a lot of potential behind that. So we're really excited. It's a huge industry, mobility in general, and there's a lot of money that's going to go from cars, people buying cars, to buying or using other solutions. And so, really excited about that as well.
Okay, so final question. How do you go about finding the organizations that you invest in or that you get involved in your community? There'll be people watching this who might have an interesting solution. What do they do? And what do you do to go find them?
Yeah. So I'd say we've tried and build a platform that's really open. So we take applications on our website, people can apply, and I think we look at them, we look at all of them, and we talk to a lot of them. In some cases, if we see that it's not a good fit, we'll let them know. We'll feel like, okay, it seems like you're a little early, we'll talk a little later. But, one good way as well to get in touch with us is if you know anyone that we funded, if you know any of our member, going through them and saying, hey, could you do a nice introduction to Hardware Club, because I would be interested in joining. We always value, that's also why we use the community for, right? So we bring smart people together, and we value their opinion. So if you can get some of those people, some of our members or portfolio companies to say, okay, you should look at this company that's really interesting, you'll definitely get our attention.
Excellent. Alexis, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.